Hi, I'm Ron Woolsey. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to myself, to give you a little bit of background, and to explain to you why I'm doing these videos. I wanted to get into some form of art. My father was a contractor, and I got into landscaping his houses for him. So that tied in with some drafting classes and things like that. Construction work. It led me down a path of wanting to work with people and their environments, designing environments that people would relate to, that would be healing environments for them. Sort of an early version of feng shui. I actually went to Davis and suggested that I said I wanted to study horticulture, and they came back and they said, well, I'd have to specialize in something, and I explained to them what I wanted to do. They said there was no such thing, and suggested that I come back with some kind of a title for it, and they would give me an independent major and give me a degree in that. And I came back and said I wanted to be an environmental psychologist. I wanted to affect the way people, both their emotional and their physical health, by their environment. Very much in keeping with the Japanese concepts of the sushi screens opening up onto the courtyard and allowing the garden to become part of the living space, and very often creating places in the garden that they would go to spend time, so that the garden became part of the living space. This back and forth give and take, very different from the Western concept of isolating ourselves from our environment. And I saw this as being a way that was taking us away from health, both emotionally and physically. So wanted to find ways of reintroducing people to their environment, reinvigorating their appreciation for the nature, and by doing so, actually affecting the way they might vote, affecting the way that they relate to each other. So that's been my goal over the years. I've been successful to one degree or another. This fountain was one of my contributions to the community. I donated the installation and the design to the hospice garden, and along with a number of other people in the community that were very generously donated of their time and finances and their vision to make this happen. Years ago, getting to why I've gotten into doing these videos, I guess it was probably about 5-6 years ago, Peter Carney was fighting his cancer and going down. I was taking him down to his chemotherapy, and on the way home I thought to myself, I hope he finishes his book on the homeless. Peter was a very excellent photographer and had all these pictures of homeless people with little poem-like quotes from a homeless man that he knew down in Venice. And shortly after that, I had a pain in my hip, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor said I needed to get a X-ray, special X-ray, and give him a call immediately to let him know whether or not I needed to get back in immediately. And I thought to myself, well, they're looking for bone cancer, and so immediately I called him, and he'd gone on vacation for 6 weeks, and I had 6 weeks to think about what it was that I had to finish. And it turned out not to be bone cancer, but it was a powerful exercise in the sense that I did look at my life. And I came up with two things. One, I don't want to be lying in my deathbed wishing that I had had the opportunity, the courage to create a shop for myself that would actually produce the kind of art and works that I know I'm capable of. Much of my work is done with a flashlight in my mouth in the rain in the driveway in the middle of the night. So Um, if I can do what I do under those conditions, I imagine that I can do better if I have a shop that's set up for producing the kind of work that I want to be producing. So there was that. And then the other thing was that I didn't want to take it with me. I wanted to leave it behind, because what happened is I didn't go to Davis, and I didn't get a degree in this. I went back to Napa Junior College, and I told my counselor there what they had told me in Davis, and he said, well, they're right, there is no such thing, and if there's no such thing, then why do you need a degree? So he suggested I go out and apprentice with all the different people that I found that were experts in different areas. And so I did just that, and many times I gave my labor away in exchange for having the person teach me a little bit, and I got a huge wealth of information. The people were always more than generous with their knowledge as soon as I showed that I had a real appreciation for what it was they were doing and the investment that they had made. So having done that, I feel like I put together a unique combination of things. I have my background in Aikido, I have my background in contact improv, I have my background in massage therapy. All these things lend to me looking at the ergonomics of how I do gardening or massage or something else. Each of these things feeds back on itself, and also feeds into the whole concept of the sculptures that I make that are often designed to be in the garden or to bring some element of the garden into the house. So there is a underlining current to the things I've done that I think ties it together into a unique and powerful package. It's that package and its elements that I want to put on video, that I want to make available to different people. And I don't think that I know everything, but I have put time in grade. I recently read a book by Malcolm Gladwell called The Tipping Point, and it has been instrumental in giving me a view of just how people become successful. And one of the things he says, you have to put in 10,000 hours. And it's the one beauty of getting older is that I have time in grade. I have my 10,000 hours in several fields. And that combination, that balance of being able to see things from different perspectives gives me a unique outlook. So I hope you enjoy sharing some of these videos, sharing the experiences that I had. I was very, very fortunate in having a number of what I consider masters to study under over the years. I am no pretense here that I'm a master, but I'm hoping that I in some way impart the knowledge, the wisdom, the passion that people like Alan Chadwick and Fukuoka and Lauren Berry and just a lot of these different people like this shared with me. They gave generously. I give back to you in the same spirit of hoping that it continues. Thank you very much for giving me this time to share with you. Have a good day.